Hi. Hello. I'm Christy. I'm going to be your therapist today.
Okay, I'm Jessica.
Welcome, Jessica. It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, I guess.
Okay. I just need to go over a couple things with you before we get started. Okay.
Okay.
Um, Before we begin, I just want to go over a few things with you. I want you to know that everything we talk about here is confidential, with the exception of statements about you harming yourself or statements about harming anyone else. Um, if you tell me anything about any children or elderly people being abused, all those things are limits of confidentiality, and I would be required by state law to report
I don't think I'm going to be doing any of those things. I would never harm myself.
them. Okay. I just need to make sure though that you do understand.
Yeah, I understand.
Okay. Um, so what brings you in today?
Well, it definitely wasn't my idea. My mother actually recommended that I come in. I don't think I need to be here at all.
Okay. Why do you think your mother recommended you to go to therapy?
Well, for the past couple years, she's been going on and on about me just caring about myself. But I really don't agree with that. I think I'm a great person. I have plenty of friends, so I don't know what she's talking about. It's kind of crazy to me.
Okay. Well, I'm sure that your mother thinks that you're great. Okay. Maybe she just wants you to do your very best.
I doubt it. She's the one who is selfish. She never helps me with anything. It's actually kind of ridiculous.
What do you think that she should be helping you with?
Well, for example, just a few weeks ago, I asked her to help me get caught up on my rent. She refused to do that. I don't think she cares about me being homeless. And then the month before that, I needed some groceries. Like I'm talking $30 worth of groceries in my apartment, and she wouldn't even let me borrow the money to get that.
Okay. Um, were you able to get the things that you needed despite the fact that your mother wouldn't help you?
It's interesting that you asked that. As a matter of fact, I did. My boyfriend bought me the groceries. I mean, he's a complete and total idiot, but he does help me out a lot.
Okay, well, it's really good that you have his support. And that he bought you the groceries. You know, life can be hard, really difficult without any type of outside support, and you have to just rely on only yourself. Um, can I ask why you think he's an idiot?
Well, let me count the ways. First of all, I don't think he's anywhere near smart enough to be with me. Um, I honestly think I can do much better. He totally ignores me all day while he's at work, and he neglects me and our relationship. I just don't get it.
All right. Well, so what I hear you saying is that you really identified that you need more attention from him. Um, what would you say the ideal relationship looks like to you?
Well, first of all, he would text me while he's working. His job's not that important. And he would call every single day on his lunch break. I want him to tell me how beautiful I am every single morning and treat me how I really just deserve to be treated. And it's not rocket science. I don't think he realizes how special I am.
Well, it sounds to me like you're a very self-assured and confident young woman. Um, in what ways did you think that you could express your needs to him?
Well, first of all, I feel like he should already know that I what I deserve and that I deserve all those things that I listed in a partner. I really think I'm too good for him anyways. I'm starting to think that there really isn't a perfect man out there for me.
Well, you certainly deserve to be treated the way that you feel is right. It must be difficult to go through all those uncertain emotions and feel unimportant and underappreciated, even.
You don't know how glad I am that I finally have come across someone who understands me. My mother and my friends always tell me how selfish I am, how self centered I am. I'm tired of hearing about how I only care about myself. It actually really hurts my feelings. I don't understand why they all feel that way about me.
Well, I think the fact that you care so much about how your mother and your friends feel about you actually so it shows the exact opposite that you are concerned with the way something other than yourself.
Thank you, I know.
So you said that things hurt that they say hurt your feelings. Can you tell me exactly how you feel when they say these things to you?
I don't know. I guess it makes me feel kind of bad about myself. And I really don't like the way that feels at all.
I see. That sounds difficult. Do you ever tell them how the things they say make you feel?
No. Why should I do that? I already know that I'm a great person.
Of course. But do you think that if you told them or talked to them about it, maybe they wouldn't say those things anymore? Or maybe they would explain to you why the way they feel the way they do? You can come to more of an understanding with them?
I guess. I really never thought about it that way. I guess I could do that.
Okay. So we discussed your desires for a more fulfilling relationship and your feelings about the way your family and your friends speak to you. Are there other things that you would like to discuss? Maybe about your relationship with your mother, since she is the reason that you decided to come.
Yeah, we can talk about my mom, I guess. She did want me to come here, so I guess I'll discuss what's going on. She's worried about my lack of concern for my friends and my boyfriend. She thinks that I only think about myself, and I just don't see where she's coming from.
So your mother thinks you don't care about your friends or your boyfriend. She's concerned about your lack of concern,
Yeah,
correct?
yeah, that's exactly right. She says I expect everyone to give me what I want all the time. She says that's not realistic. I don't know where she's coming from.
Um, do you think that's realistic?
Well, yeah, I mean, I deserve everything I want. Don't you think?
Okay. Well, how about when you were younger? What would you say your relationship with your mother was like then?
I'm glad you brought that up. My mother adored me as a child. She always bought me gifts and took me anywhere I wanted to go. I was the most important person in her life, but ever since she remarried, those things have been different.
When did your mother remarry?
6 years ago, when I was 14.
Okay. You mentioned things were different. How would you say things have changed after your mother's marriage?
Well, for one, and you're not going to believe this, they left me at home with a nanny when they went on their honeymoon. I had to sit around and hear them plan this trip to Jamaica, and then they just leave me at home and go by themselves. Everything is about her marriage now. She stopped spending time with me. I mean, I'm lucky if I even get a birthday present.
It must be very difficult to go from having a close one-on-one relationship with your mother where you spent a lot of time together and did a lot of things together, and then when she remarried, now you have to share her with another person. I imagine that's hard for you.
It really was. It was more than hard. I haven't even forgiven her for it yet.
So you're angry with her.
Yeah, I
You're, ang-
guess.
you're angry with her for getting married. Um, what's your stepfather like?
First of all, he's not my stepfather, and I really think all of this is his fault. He used to tell my mom I was so spoiled, and he says I'm selfish. I think that's why my mom stopped doing things for me. She just listens to everything he says. So annoying.
I see. So your mother's husband disagreed with the way she was raising you originally, and you feel like he's the main cause of the changes in your relationship with your mother.
Absolutely. He's the biggest jerk I know. I know he's happy my mother made me move out on campus at school instead of staying with them. She said that I'm old enough now and she needs time to live her life. And I'm like, hello, I am your life.
You had a lot of changes in the last 6 years. Um, how would you say that you're coping with all of that?
I'm not. I'm super depressed all the time. I feel like no one even really cares about me. Well, except for Gary. But he's not very good at giving me what I need either.
Gary, that's your boyfriend, correct?
Yes, I met him at school 6 months ago.
Okay. And what do you think you need to get past your depression? Is there anything you think you can do that will help?
I don't know. Isn't that your job to tell me what I need help with and how to deal with my depression? I mean, isn't that the reason I came here?
Well, yes, of course. I was just trying to make sure I understand your needs based on your perspective. Do you think, can you think of some activities you like to do when you're feeling depressed or down? Anything that might pull you out of it?
Well, one thing I really like doing is going shopping when I have the money. Every time I do that, I feel better. I guess I could do that.
Okay, that's good. That's something you identify you that brings you joy and happiness. Um, you said you're unhappy with your relationship with your mother, and you feel that her relationship with her new husband is to blame for the rift in your relationship.
Yeah, I believe so. I mean, I explained to you what a jerk he was, and he basically took my mom from me.
Have you tried speaking with your mother or her husband about these feelings?
I don't think that they would care.
Well, from what I can see, your mother is definitely concerned for your well being. She cares about you. She wouldn't have made an appointment for you to come see me if she didn't care about you. Um, what do you think it would take for you and your mother to reconcile this relationship and be more like you were before, closer?
Well, for one, she could act like she has some time for me. When I was younger, we had the best mother daughter dates. They were really my favorite part of the week. We don't even do that anymore. We barely talk on the phone.
So, do you think you could tell your mother you want to have mother daughter dates like you used to? Maybe say once a month you guys could go out to a movie or for coffee or something like that. You think you could have a conversation with her about that before your next session?
Yeah, I think I could do that. Even though I should really make her come to me and apologize for the way she's treated me first. But I guess that I can suggest the mother daughter dates once a month, even though I think they should be every week like they used to be.
Yes. I understand why you feel that way. Um, but by going to your mother first, that would require you to be the bigger person. And I see you as very capable of doing that.
Of course I am. I can definitely be the bigger, better person.
Great. Also, if possible, I think you should express your feelings about the comments your mother and your friends make to you about your selfishness and your self centeredness. I think that maybe you should discuss that with them also before your next session.
No, I don't think I want to do that. I don't want to be all pathetic. I can handle the things they say without talking about my feelings to them. I don't want to do that. I don't want them to know that they actually hurt my feelings.
Okay, that's fine. I was merely making a suggestion. You, of course, do not have to do anything that would make you feel uncomfortable. That's not what we're trying to do here. Um, we still have a bit of time here at your session. Would you like to discuss anything else?
I don't know. Nothing really.
How about school? How are things at university?
Fine.
Okay. You seem kind of reluctant to talk about things at school. Is there something going on?
Oh my
Maybe
God. I
things get.
guess I'll tell you about it. You're pulling it out of me. I'm really struggling with my English lit professor, but it's totally not something you can help me
Well, why don't you tell me exactly what you're struggling with, and then we can go from there and decide if I can help. I'm sure there's some part of it that I at least can help with.
with. Maybe. Okay, but only because you're pressuring me. I may have gotten myself into a little situation with my professor. But God, I didn't know what to do. I was totally failing his class because it's super hard. And I saw an opportunity to help me get a good grade. So I took it.
What kind of opportunity?
Okay, I'm sleeping with my professor in exchange for an A in the class. I don't know how it happened. He offered to tutor me himself after school, and he came on to me. I just need a good grade. I think he thinks I actually like him or something, which is hilarious. The whole thing is starting to make me sick. I thought about threatening to report him, for him to keep giving me the grade so I don't have to keep up this ridiculous charade. I can't take it anymore. I really can't.
Well, that is an interesting situation. And I definitely think you need to get out of it sooner rather than later. Is it possible for you to stop doing this and maybe not blackmail your professor? I don't think that's a good idea.
I mean, yeah, I could just tell him I don't want to see him anymore, but I'm afraid that he'll still fail me. I can't fail that class. I don't want to retake it. The thought of retaking it makes me just want to quit school altogether.
Well, honestly, I think that it would be a good idea for you to go and to be honest with him and tell him that you do not feel right carrying on an intimate relationship with him while he is your professor. Um, and that you feel like you shouldn't do it any longer. I strongly doubt that he'll change your grade. Yeah, you're so close to the end of your semester. And with the type of relationship the two of you are having, um, I'm pretty sure that he would decide that that wouldn't be a good idea on his part either.
You mean he'll be afraid I'll tell? So he won't mess with me anyway without me saying anything?
I think that you should remove yourself from the situation in the most painless way possible. And I just don't want to see you try to blackmail him, and that could backfire very badly. So I think that should just be straightforward and just remove yourself is the best way to go about that.
Okay, I'll do it. I'll tell him it's over and that we aren't going to do it anymore.
Great. So we decided you will attempt to speak with your mother. You're going to create time to rebuild your relationship. That's something I want you to do before I see you next time. Um, Also, that you're going to end the relationship with your professor and without blackmailing him. We can readjust issues with your mother's husband and your boyfriend Gary in a future session. How's that sound?
That sounds fine. As long as I don't have to do anything I don't want to.
Of course not. Jessica, I think you have been very open and receptive during this session, and I want to commend you on being here today.
Thank you. I didn't think you would, but you actually helped me today, which is good since my mom is paying you to and whatever the insurance company is giving you as well. But I want to be clear. I'm not doing anything that I don't want to. Okay?
Okay, yeah, that's not what we're doing here. We're going to do things that you want to do. Your treatment plan will follow what you think is best for you, and we'll decide that together, okay?
Okay.
I'm glad I could help. So you do plan then on continuing services after today?
Yes, I might as well. I mean, you are somebody that I've come across that has noticed how self-assured I am and complimented me on knowing what I want
Okay, great. So our next session is going to be in 2 weeks. I'll see you every other Thursday at 2 p.m. That'll be your scheduled time block, okay?
out of life. So that's only twice a month.
Twice a month.
You don't think I need to come every week?
Um, at this time, I really think that twice a month will be sufficient. Now, if something comes up where I think that you need to see me more often, then we can always change that.
Okay, well, what about this? What if I think of something that we need to talk about in a session and it's in those 2 weeks that I'm not here? I mean, can I call you? Can I text
I'll
you?
tell you what. I'll tell you what. I have a work cell, and you can text that number at any time. I don't take it in I leave it in the kitchen at night when I go to sleep, so it's not something that's going to disturb me. And that way, if you think of something any hour of the day, you can text it, and I'll have it where I can see it for your next session. Okay?
So even if you don't get it right away, you will read it, right? Because
I,
anything
I
I
will see
text
it.
you is going to be so important.
Yes, I will see it. Absolutely.
You promise?
I promise.
Okay. So does that mean we're done for today?
Yes, actually, that means we're done for today. So, Jessica, thank you for coming. Okay, and I'll
Okay.
see you in 2 weeks. All right.
All right. Thanks.
Thank you.